I don't think there's anything wrong with Minecraft. Hey everyone, I'm going for something a little different in today's video. I often see videos online, people complaining about features, updates, and just a lot of general negativity surrounding the game and the state of it. No longer can I remain quiet. This video is purely based off my opinion on why I think Minecraft has aged well with its updates, and I'll share my views on where I think the problems really are. Before I really dive into why I think there's nothing wrong with Minecraft, I started playing back in alpha. That was 13 to 15 years ago now. There's a limited world size when I played. Not a ton of biomes, maybe like 8 at the max. I remember there was no nether and no end, and even the lack of all those features, I still couldn't get enough of the game. I got off the bus every single day after school with an unlimited supply of energy and craving to build, to make in this virtual Lego game. So I'll ask the question, are you playing the game correctly? But Swag, it's a sandbox game. There isn't a true way to play it. As hot of a take as it may be, I do think there is an incorrect way to go about it. And I think the main issue stems with something in all video games called progression. Now, what is progression? In game design, game progression is how a game's levels, mechanics, systems, narrative, and rewards work together to provide the players with a sense of forward momentum and achievement through a fundamental cycle of completing goals with rewarding outcomes over time in order to ultimately increase player retention. I think we can all agree that Minecraft has a pretty linear progression. After the Ender Dragon was introduced to the game, at least, you get the gear you want, typically starting with iron and ignoring gold or chainmail. You rush diamond, maybe grind out some netherite, kill the dragon, and then what? After the dragon, you can get your hands on some really good loot like elytra and shulker boxes, but then what? Typically, this phase lasts about 2 weeks, giving Minecraft players the sudden itch to mine and craft, slay the dragon about once a year, maybe once every 2 years. But in this progression flowchart, where do all these features come in? Like trial chambers, armor trims, paintings, archaeology, sniffers, goat horns, potion brewing, allays, raids, farms, villagers, advancements, building. I think you get the idea. Now, you could probably find a place to put most of these things, but that's besides the point. I feel like the most common complaint about these items and features that have been added is they are useless. But I feel like that's only the case if you're stuck in Minecraft's linear progression. I think progression at all in a game that markets itself as a sandbox game just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Progression in a sandbox? Minecraft has proven that adding more stuff to the progression before and after the dragon doesn't keep players playing. Like the 1.9 combat update added the features like elytra and shulker boxes after the dragon, and the nether update added netherite you can get before. But that doesn't keep people playing any longer, or they just skip these altogether if they're stuck in the cycle of load up a world, get your iron, get your diamond, maybe enchant it, find the portal, kill the dragon. Just don't kill the dragon.
In the most recent SMP that me and the gang were playing, we called the Kingdom of Stone, we didn't kill the dragon until the very last day when we were about to shut the server down. We had a ton of fun making things like court cases, a carnival, and gave ourselves our own goals on stuff to build, games to play, different objectives we could try to achieve that had nothing to do with Minecraft's linear progression. I think having a mentality like that is a great place to start if you feel like the game gets boring and lacks a lot of material.
Recently, I watched some videos on how building in Minecraft has changed dramatically. With hundreds of new blocks and items added since I started playing, I feel like the majority of the features they've added alongside them don't fall into Minecraft's progression, which explains some of the backlash. But building has pretty much stayed the same, so I disagree. Builders are feasting when it comes to the changed textures, new blocks, colors, and new palettes, but my question is, have we become better builders? The potential is there to build something that's functional and looks good, but form over function is always how I've played Minecraft, and I enjoy the aesthetic building projects far more than the grindy farms that are an eyesore to everyone around. I am guilty of building those rush mob farms and horrible iron farms, but when I take my time on a build, I really do enjoy being able to look at how my building has evolved over the years with the game. We've all gotten older, and I argue Minecraft has gotten better. There are more things to do, more biomes to explore, deeper caves, taller mountains, and new formidable foes. But have we gotten better at using these features? I'll be the first to say that I don't think that we have. I mean, if you just look at the texture changes on this jungle temple here, how it just fits in the jungle biome. The greens are brighter and more vibrant, they're more green. I do think that what they're doing, they're going in the right direction. The point that I'm getting at here is I believe that we haven't gotten better, but Minecraft has given us all the tools to improve how we play. I think it's easiest to relate it to the Einstein quote, the definition of insanity, which goes, quote, "The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result." End quote. I can say with 100% confidence the majority of us players don't change more than maybe the biome we live in when we come back to the game. And then we fall into the same cycle of playing the game for the 2 weeks and then running out of all motivation to do anything except for kill a stupid dragon. Change it up! There was different times when we were playing Minecraft, we always would kind of give ourselves, before the run started, a theme of all the builds that were made. They had to follow the theme. Or a town with roles that people had to stick to, currency we could use to exchange with different people, and drama that would come up, kind of like in the Kingdom of Stone. We've done this every single run for the past couple years, and they greatly surpass the 2 weeks. We'll be playing on single worlds for months at a time. I think the largest run we've had in recent history was when Caves and Cliffs came out, and the server was active for about half a year after the update came out. It was great, but we had to change it up. And the goal with the Caves and Cliffs update was to remake an old town that we all loved and started with, called the City of the Depths. Once we went underground, we were stuck there. Because you could survive entirely underground if you bring the right stuff with you, and if you didn't, well, I guess that's part of the challenge. So what I'm saying is, if the same old Minecraft formula is getting boring for you, and you're only able to do it once every year or two, for 2 weeks, play the game a little bit more and try something different. Go to a place that you've never settled down in, like a desert or a jungle, those biomes that most people dislike, and make the best of it. Import your resources, dedicate your time to projects and builds, make something aesthetic that you can be proud of, or follow a tutorial to get inspiration online. If you're playing with friends, then implement some sort of economy, roles that people have to stick to and follow, and then be that one, be the little devil in the town that causes some issues by stealing, a small amount of stuff, or framing somebody else for a crime. It makes it a lot of fun, and it adds a lot of life to a game that sometimes, I'll admit, can feel stale. Just, once again, don't kill the dragon. Now, I keep saying don't kill the dragon, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try to kill the final boss of the game. I just know that for me, like I said before, killing the dragon does kind of end the run and end the game for most of us. It's just a sense of completion that you've made it to the end of the line. Even though the fight itself can be a little underwhelming, especially if you're running in there with a group of 10 people, don't let that be the end of the run. And if it is the end of the run, then push it off. Don't fall into the same cycle of playing the game just to follow the progression. We had a lot of fun when we did our own twist on whatever it was we were doing, whether it was the Kingdom of Stone and suing our friends in Minecraft for being completely at fault due to a villager's death, or getting arrested because you had to deal with certain things, but you took the role of the king on too hard, and there are punishments for those. That adds so much flavor to the game, and that is what I mean when I say, have we become better players? When I ask that question, that is what we've done in our small little group to improve our gameplay and improve how we approach the game. We never run out of ideas, and the flavor that we add to each run makes it unique. The memories keep coming, and just like Minecraft is 15 years old this year, we hope to keep doing this until it's 20 or 25. As long as we can keep jumping into a game and there's a couple new features that we can use, that's kind of all we can ask for. To wrap everything up, because I've been yapping for just about 10 minutes now, I think the main issue with the game comes from our constant repetitive approach to it. I think all the features that Minecraft have added adds a lot of unique things we can do to make each run unique and each time we play it a fun and refreshing experience. I think the progression of the game ever since it was added has been an issue attracting players to the game that play games for progression. Maybe you should try playing a quest-based game like Skyrim, because Minecraft never really was that, never really should have been. I think the progression was to draw those people in, but it's not necessary and it doesn't change that it's Legos, but on your computer. It's a sandbox game where you can build whatever you want and anything you can imagine. The only limit is our imagination, so don't let that part of you dull out. Let me know what you guys think, if you agree or disagree with anything, any improvements I could have made on the video or stuff that I forgot to mention. I have plenty of opinions I'm willing to share. Just drop a comment asking a question, and maybe I'll yap for another 10 minutes. Or not.